Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray, and we are getting ready for the 4th of July.
It's coming soon. I'm Peggy Burton. Good morning. Good to see you.
And it appears to me that we're having July weather. We're even having August weather already.
I know. Can it get worse?
Well,
Today is beautiful.
Today's very nice.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Today
Are
is
your
fabulous.
flowers blooming?
Flowers are blooming and grass
Snakes
is growing.
crawling?
Snakes are done. I haven't seen a snake in 2 weeks.
Really?
Right.
Well, they're on vacation.
They're on vacation, or
They'll be back.
gotten out of control from all my pest
They're down
control.
at the bottom next to you. You have a pretty good sized creek. Yeah, Rock Creek runs behind you, doesn't it?
I reckon it's Rock. I live on Blue Creek, but Rock Creek I think is behind me.
Yeah, down in the bottom down there. They're down there where the water is and where it's cool.
I hope.
They're not up on high ground.
But I'm still happy for them to come up and kill out the rodents and stuff.
Well, sure.
Anyway, I did have a passel of them this year. Snake Haven.
Snake Haven. Hey, and speaking about haven, there's so many things going on around here. We're a haven for fun right here.
I
in
know, it's
Tullahoma.
great. We're lucky to live in a place like this.
Oh yeah, the country shows. I got my cast kit the other day, and everything's planned out. Matter of fact, we have a gentleman going to be on today that's going to entertain us a little bit. That's going to be in the country show. And
He's come all the way from Maryland to move to Tullahoma and loves it. Isn't that great?
Maryland. That's a long way away.
That's a way away, yeah, it is. But anyway, we're glad he moved.
Well, we want everybody to come here.
No, we don't want everybody.
Not everybody, but long as you keep your attitudes right.
Yeah, as long as we got good people, that's what we want.
There you go.
There's people filtering in from everywhere to a lot of places now.
A lot of places. Ole Miss won the College World Series of baseball.
I know, wasn't that great?
Hotty toddy.
Yeah.
I guess that means go have a drink somewhere.
Go have a drink somewhere, yeah. I like your flags.
Thank you. Thank you. And,
Very appropriate.
I want to thank the people who do what they do to support our veterans and the 4th of July. And the churches do an outstanding job in Tullahoma of having flags around their property.
And I appreciate that.
And we went up to Cowan the other night to hear some music up at Jacob and Cindy's church. And Winchester, as you come into Winchester, the whole highway on both sides is filled with flags, and it's just wonderful.
I love that. I do. Girl Scouts that put flags on the cemetery at different times.
Right.
And
it's just, I think I would like to see our city properties. I'd like to see some flags around City Hall and some flags around the parks and ball fields and stuff like that. I think the city needs to pitch in and purchase a few flags.
Yeah, flags are always nice.
They are.
Flags are always nice.
Which brings about something here. I know I've used this before, but it is so pertinent. Couple of things here. The question's been asked so many times, who's going to keep the flag high up in the wind like our heroes did, to follow as we watched it fly? As they pass along in the midst of the song, someone must finish the rhythm and rhyme. The lessons they taught, the battles they fought, have fitted you for the shoes left behind. Wearing the shoes left behind, being a torch in the night, how can you ever measure up and match the blazing light that their legacy left for you to see, knowing that you would find in the memories all you would need to wear the shoes left behind? At times they loom so large, sometimes the pressure squeezed tight, but the more you walk the road they trod, the more the fit feels right. As hard as it seems, follow your dreams. You're one of the one of a kind. Embrace the morn, because you were born to wear the shoes left behind. Wearing the shoes left behind, being a torch in the night, how can you ever measure up and match the blazing light that their legacy left for you to see, knowing that you would find in the memories all that you would need to wear the shoes left behind? Yes, embrace the morn, because you were born to wear the shoes left behind.
That's wonderful.
And then for our wounded warriors, you know, you don't always, and it's not always in war, it's first responders, it's life in general. But
right.
basically for wounded warriors who have to leave the field of battle
And then
and have to leave their
survive.
friends and have to leave the brotherhood
It's hard.
the bond that they have because of all the training they've had together, all they've sacrificed together. And when that wounded warrior is carried away or hobbles away, there's a feeling of remorse. A young warrior stands in an ill wind. The battle rages on without him. A leader of men both tall and strong, now fights with the moment where dreams are gone. A chill determination still shines in his eyes, but the enemy no longer fears his battle cries. His heart and his will still scream out for more, but the legs that he stands on can't take him to war. His comrades in combat still march glory bound as he fights with the feeling that he let them down. But there's strength in the fact that they still hold his dreams and find inspiration each time he screams. A young warrior stands in an ill wind and dreams of the day when he fights again. The enemy will change. He must wait and see. But no matter what battle, a warrior he'll be. Yes, the enemy changes. That's life's way, you see. But no matter the battle, a warrior he'll be.
We have much to be grateful for. I
We
can
really do.
only hope that our military stays strong, keeping our nation strong. And I have great appreciation for everybody that served, and then all those people that at home that serve. I mean,
Oh, sure.
A lot of people are serving other than military people, but we have so much to be grateful for.
And you have to, if you're involved, as I was involved in a way years ago in a non-combative job involving the military, you kind of think, well, am I really that important?
Yeah, you are.
But you have to realize that without the people behind the scenes who get the food there and the ammunition there and all the things that have to be done, it's a huge, huge, huge operation. And you have to have people, not only the people on the front lines, but the people behind the scenes who keep them fed and clothed
Yes.
and ready to do their job.
Did your people have a victory garden many, many, many years ago? I remember
I'm
being,
not that many.
being a farmer's child. I know that there was all these things about victory gardens and
No,
stamps and all that kind
I
of
mean,
stuff.
my father was a pilot in World War II, but we never lived anywhere where they allowed us to have a garden.
Okay, well that's
So-
all right.
We didn't have a victory garden.
But anyway, a lot of people that supply.
But very patriotic.
Yes, obviously.
Very patriotic, and we just hope everyone will realize the sacrifice. And you know, you young vets that are coming back, don't walk away from it. The members of the Legion Post and the local clubs that support our community efforts are getting smaller and smaller and
I
smaller
know, I
because
know.
our younger population is not engaging and getting involved as we did when we were that age.
I know.
There's so much.
yeah.
Well, there's so many other distractions now
Right.
than there were when we were young. But what we did and the involvement we put into our civic center and our arts center and our science center and our American Legion Post made Tullahoma the town it is.
Right.
It's part of the fabric of the beauty that exists here is the volunteer attitude of this town. It's always been huge.
And the friendliness, I think.
Yes,
I
very
feel
much.
like in all the way back in my life, when I run into people in different countries that knew about Tennessee, they'd always say, "Oh, the friendly state," and that's true.
And the volunteer state.
And the volunteer state, but friendliness is
That's why they all come here.
they're all welcoming. They come and they stay.
Yeah, they do.
They don't run
I think
away.
at one time, because the Arnold Center, there's generals and commanders that come through there. Not as many generals now as there once was.
Yeah.
But at one time, I think there were 8 generals
So,
living within 20 miles of Tullahoma,
I didn't
who had
realize
been
that.
stationed in Tullahoma, and when they retired,
They came back.
all came back to
Isn't that-
Middle Tennessee.
That's a statement.
That says a great
It
deal.
says a great
right
deal.
there.
Yes, it does.
So we're going to have a good show today, folks. We're going to entertain you. We're going to have all kinds of neat stuff going on. Don't go away. We're going to run a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with some music because it's getting closer and closer and closer to South Jackson Goes Country. We'll be right back after these messages.
Clayton's has been Tullahoma's shoe store for over 120 years, and Florence Hall continues that tradition today. We're the only shoe store in town that starts with measuring your foot to make sure you get the perfect fit in a quality shoe. That includes narrow through wide widths for men, women, and children. Clayton Shoes, the family shoe store you'll love.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman.
And this is Pat Welch, and we're here today, John, for segment 54 of the Conversation with John and Pat. It's been pointed out by production that we now have over a year's worth of shows. In fact, this will be 2 weeks past a year. 52 weeks in a year, John.
This song I'm going to sing is based off of a Bible verse, 1 Thessalonians 4:16, and it was written by Mr. Black back in 1893 when the roll is called up yonder.
But let's, whoa. The song was written by Mr. Black. The verse was been written by the Apostle Paul.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that. But it wasn't written just the way, but it transcends, the message comes through the chorus.
No, that's...
I'll have to read and make sure I'm correct on that. When the trumpet of the Lord shall call and time will be no more, and the morning breaks eternal, bright and fair. When the saved of earth shall gather over on the other shore, and the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. Let us labor for the Master from the dawn till setting sun. Let us think of all His wondrous love and care. And when all of life is over and our work on here is done, and the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. That's a good old song.
That is a good
Been
song,
around
John.
a long
Yeah,
time.
a long time.
Since 1893, but you said, you know, the New Testament does, it was first. I
Correct.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
We're talking about the first Little League state championship team, and that occurred 1984.
82. Was it 2 or 4? 4. 84.
84.
Yeah.
I've got an article here, and we'll mention the boys on that team in the first row. Temple Bowling, Wayne Bird, Danny Riddle, Stacy Smith, Tracy Smith, Todd Branch, Patrick Cushman. Back row, Coach Jackie Revis, Chris Rickman, Sean Elrod, Vondell Hickerson, Gary Phillips, Craig Revis, Ted Farrell, Clyde Petty, and manager Charles Riddle. Great team. They went on to the Southeastern Conference play, I believe it was in Florida, St. Petersburg,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And they were a great team. Jackie Revis was, is of course, a great coach. And you and I can do his voice pretty good, can't we, Pat? When we really concentrate. Yeah. And Pat, he's a great Christian man. Good man. So fine, and has a lot to do with your FCA here. And
Though he lives in Murfreesboro in Florida now, anytime that Fellowship of Christian Athletes has an event, and we had a fundraiser, I guess 3 weeks ago now, he blew in there like a Tasmanian devil and emptied his pockets, I can tell you that.
One person I'd like to make reference to, and Pat and I will talk about him a little bit, is Charles Riddle over there on the right. The gentleman, a little taller than Jackie. And he is absolutely a gentleman. His wife passed away, and then Ann Danewood, husband, passed away, and Charles and Ann married.
You would have known Ann because Ann taught at East.
Yes, she was.
While you were over
fine,
there, she was
fine.
a great lady.
But something about Charles Riddle that some of you may know and may not know, that he had 4 sons. And Danny, third from the left on the front row, is his son, Danny, number 11. And but he had 4 sons at one time, and there was a tragic automobile accident in Tullahoma where he had 3 sons killed. Those 3 sons. Danny was the only one.
They were parked or stopped at a stoplight, and somebody came about 70 or 80 miles an hour from behind and hit them without braking and killed them. Horrible tragedy. In fact, when they went out, Danny was planning on going with them, and right at the last minute decided not to go, or he would have lost all of his sons.
I guess what we'll talk about here is how a man keeps going with his faith, no matter what.
Yeah, we can. He and Ann, I went to church with, and Charles is quiet, real steady kind of guy, and I taught and still teach high school Sunday school for a while, and I had a lesson coming up, and the guide wanted me to find somebody in the church that had faced a lot of tough situations, but as an influence to your students, had not overcome it, but been able to live with it, and has faith and strengthened him during those times. And so I thought about Charles. So I called him up, and he seemed fine about it, you know, and said, well, we need to have you there at 10:30, Charles. He said, I'll be there. And they said, this is the first time I have done this, but I believe I can do it. So next Sunday, 10:30 came and there wasn't any Charles, and about 10 more minutes later there wasn't any Charles. So I called the house, and Ann answered the phone, and she knew what was going on, of course, immediately. And she said, "Pat, he won't be able to come." And I said, I'm so sorry. And she said, "Well, he left, but he got about halfway there and was just overcome with emotion and had to come back." But I told my class, most of which this class normally meets between 2 services, and I go to early service, but most of the class, being teenagers, goes to second service, and Charles and Ann did too. And I told my class, I said, he can't make it, but I'll tell you as a living testimony to this man's faith, I bet he'll be there in about 20 more minutes. And sure enough, he came in there, and then it made a dent on my students, and he never had to say a word. Yeah. Great guy, great family, great people.
What more can you say after a story like that?
Yeah.
And I hope someone that sees this maybe will pass this on to Ann and Charles. And let them know.
They're living in Nashville now, I believe. In fact, I have not seen them in 4 or 5 years, and this is going to make me try to seek them out and check back with them. Yeah.
That's good. That's segment 54, Pat.
54 with a somber one, but one that we hope strengthens people. And if management will let us be back, we're coming back for 55. Thank you.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right. This is a song called A Right Time. chance at life. If you don't grab hold, it'll fly away like a dream in the night. I do believe it's time to go. And there's a right time for everything. And you know by the way you feel that everything is crystal clear. There's a right time for everything. School, I had a chip on my shoulder, but when I laid my head down at night, I dreamed just to hold her, but I let it go. It's time to go. Folks in town said you gotta move on. There's no high hopes in this town, they're gone. I took a quick look back. Said I know. And there's a right time for everything. And you know by the way you feel that everything is crystal clear. There's a right time for everything. Life was lean, times were hard, but in between, I'd play my guitar. Mama said, you'll go far. Mama said. Riding out Highway 41, I realized what had to be done, so I turned that truck around and headed home. I busted through that county fence. I never really had much sense, but I just had to know. I hope she didn't go. But there's a right time for everything. And you know by the way you feel that everything is crystal clear. There's a right time for everything. There's a right time for everything.
Daniel Zukowski, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Maryland to Tullahoma in October this year, right?
That's right.
We're so excited. He has decided to audition for South Jackson Goes Country, and this is one of his original songs. And I, from watching the audition, I understand you've written a lot of songs.
Too many to count.
And do you find it that you rather sing your own songs than somebody else's?
Well, I like to play a lot of different kinds of music.
Yeah.
But I throw in several originals when I play.
Right. I know you just recently got a letter from Samantha, who is Waters, who is the director now. What night are you playing at the Civic Center?
I'm not sure. My
Oh,
wife
okay.
keeps all that
She
information.
keeps all that information. Well, anyway, it's coming up the second weekend in August, and you just go to southjackson.org and figure it out. Anyway, are you on, you're going to be in the songwriter segment, I'm
yes,
sure.
in the songwriting.
So when did you start writing songs?
Probably late 60s, and in the early 70s I started to perform the songs.
Okay. And I know you've done more than just audition for little shows. You've done a lot of things, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been around and had a good time playing music. I played in Central Park up in New York and in the Village up there, and been on a few TV shows, some cable shows.
Do you have a favorite TV show you did?
Your show, of course.
Oh, okay, of course. Channel 193, Tullahoma, Tennessee, Charter TV. Be sure and watch this. We come on 4 days, 4 different times. Anyway, I don't want to waste a lot of time because I want you to do another song, but do you have a favorite song?
No, I couldn't say that. It's just so many that I wrote, and it depends on the time in my life that things are happening. It's usually the last song that I wrote.
Okay, because
it's
that's
just
what's on your
new
mind.
The one on my mind.
I think it's an incredible time in history for songwriters.
I think so.
I see more and more songwriters these days that they themselves are getting the credit rather than somebody over here being a star and grabbing their song. I think the songwriters come a long way, and it's very important to me. So let's pick another song. What do you think you'd like to do?
Okay. The last song I wrote was My Lucky Hat.
My Lucky Hat.
And very quickly, I was playing cards with my wife, and I was on a losing streak. And she said, "Why don't you go get your lucky hat, and it might change your luck." So I put my hat on, and I started on a winning streak. And she said, "Why don't you write a song about your lucky hat?" So I wrote the song. It was very quick, about 20 minutes it took me to get it.
That's great.
Sometimes I mess up the words, and
that's all right. When you write it yourself, it's okay.
But very quickly, after I wrote the song, I realized that the hat was a metaphor for my father's love.
Oh, I love that.
So when you think about the hat, it wasn't actually the hat so much, but it was, as you mentioned, the parents were very instrumental in pushing me to do the things
that would be like the gift from your father.
I wanted to do.
I love that.
I did this and put it on YouTube for Father's Day.
Good.
So I'll
so this is a brand new
to
song.
my
That's
father.
awesome.
Okay, let's give it a whirl. This is about my lucky hat. With it I could do no wrong. I wore it when I met my wife. It even helped me write this song. I wore it over in Vietnam. I dyed it army green. I wore it on my wedding day. Boy, that caused quite a scene. And this is about my lucky hat. My daddy gave it to me one Christmas morn. I wore it on graduation day. I wore it when my son was born. Through all the years it's done me well. Of this I can't complain. It gave me solace and solitude and helped me through the pain. I wore it the day my mama died. I asked my hat to bring her back. night. This is about my lucky hat. I've worn it through all these years. I wore it when my grandchild was born, bearing happy tears. I wore it when my baby boy joined the Navy proud. I thought I saw him one summer day, flying through the clouds. I wore it on my retirement day when they wished me good luck. The mountains of miles wearing that hat in their company truck. I wore it when the doctor said, doesn't look too good. But that's okay, my race is run, and all my dreams came true. Thank you, Dad, for giving me my lucky hat.
Thank you, Daniel. We'll be back with something else.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good, nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're excited today because we get to do Dog of the Month number 2. Cheryl's back with us today, and she has Winston with her. And so what's the deal? What's the deal here? You have 4th of July's coming up. You have some things you want to get out there.
All right, so we have Winston here. Really cute, really sweet little dog. He came in with the collar on, but his collar doesn't have anything right here. He's no tags, no identification, no rabies tag. He doesn't have a microchip. He is neutered, so he most likely has an owner. But because he doesn't have this identification, we can't find the owner. We've looked on some sites, we've listed him up. By law, every dog in Tennessee has to have a rabies vaccination, and you get a tag. It can look like this little teardrop, it can look like a circle. They have different shapes, but they come with a number on them. That number is registered to your vet. I can find a dog's owner with this tag, with this number, even if you don't have an ID tag on, buddy. Even if you don't have an ID tag on. Now, Winston is neutered, and a lot of times when you do neuter your dog, or if you spay your dog while they're under anesthesia and out, you can get a microchip or a little nano chip. The vet can insert it under their skin. We scan every dog that comes in for a tag. Unfortunately, Winston doesn't have one, but these things are important to think about coming up with the 4th of July. That's really our busiest time of year. All the fireworks going off, all the new sounds, and especially little dogs get really nervous, and they're most likely to bolt during this time. And we'll have a lot of dogs come up. We'll be trying to find a lot of owners in the upcoming weeks.
I remember we had a dog when I was young named Jigs, and Jigs wasn't scared of anything except lightning. When it started thundering, Jigs would just go crazy.
Yeah.
And fireworks just drove him crazy.
And it's not just little dogs. I have a 50-pound pit bull that just is terrified of fireworks, of thunder, things like that. And so it's really important to, like, right now start thinking if your dogs are on any kind of medication for anxiety, go ahead and have that filled with your vet. If you need to do any fencing repairs or anything to your yard, go ahead and have that done. And then it's not even just the day of the 4th of July. Fireworks will start, the week before.
They're already,
yes.
I heard something, a noise the other night, and Fran said, "Was that thunder?" And I said, "Well, it sounded like crackling." I said something, "I hope nothing's on fire." And then I realized it was fireworks.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they're supposed to be shooting them or not, but they're shooting them.
I don't know, but just in the past 2 days, I've already picked up 3 dogs. I picked up one this morning before I came here. So and again, none of them had ID. They all 3 have a collar on, but we can't find the owner just with the collar. They need an ID tag, they need a microchip, or at least the rabies, which you have to have by law. Yes, because like I said, I can find them with this tag. It's individually goes to their vet. Each dog has a unique tag, and so I can find what vet did the vaccination and then give them the number, and the vet doesn't even have to give me their information. They can just call the client and let them know, hey, your dog's been found.
Okay.
So.
Well, we appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate Winston. Winston might not be at home, but it looks like to me he's getting pretty good care.
Oh yeah, and like I said, he's pretty new. We've only had him 11 days, but by law we have to hold him. Since he did come with a collar on, we hold for 5 business days, and he is past that. So we've looked for an owner. No one has come forward. Unfortunately, we will have to rehome him, and he will get a home. He's a great dog, young, full of energy. He is already neutered. We'll make sure his vaccinations are up to date and have him microchipped so that the next owner can find him. If
Now, what
that
does it cost a microchip?
Really, some vets will do it. It's around $40.
Okay.
I know that Nashville Humane today actually is doing for Nashville residents $10 microchippings. So you can sometimes find a little deal or a vet running a special. We hope to in the future have something at the shelter like that, but we're kind of working right now building up where everything's still pretty new for us. So hopefully in the future we can have something like that. But normally a vet will do it for around 20 to 40. I think my last dog was 20 while he was under anesthesia having his neuter.
So if that is done at the shelter, you do it, and then I come up, I'm Mr. John Q. Public, and I like that dog, and I want that dog.
This one?
Yeah. Say I come to the shelter and say, I saw Winston on television. Mm-hmm. I want that dog. How much is that dog going to cost me?
They're $100 because they come fully vetted, and then we have application processes where we would check with, if you have a landlord, we check that to make sure that you're allowed to have the dog. And if you have other dogs, other pets, we check with your vet to make sure that your dog is compliant with the law and having the rabies, and then we see if you keep them up to date. Winston here, we will probably get a lot of applications on Winston, so we will find the best home possible for him, which would include, just extra things you can do, like keeping up on preventative that isn't law, but it's nice to have for your dog. It's a good thing. Those applications are going to shine out a little bit more.
Okay, so and you look at it, $100 for a dog. Mm-hmm. It's got all the shots, mm-hmm. got a microchip, got rabies tags, got everything needed fit to go, mm-hmm. which are things that you would have to do once you got your dog anyway.
Mm-hmm. We put about $350 into each dog, and then their rehoming fee is a third of that.
Right.
Less than a third. So, it's really like you get the dog free and you
basically,
get, yes, basically.
And everything they need.
Yes, and my dogs, their annual visits to the vet is $99 and change, and that's before tax. So, and that's their checkups for intestinal parasites, heartworms, and their vaccinations. That's not even their preventatives. So,
right.
Which these dogs all have their preventatives and those tests and the vaccinations already given.
All right. Winston looks like Winston's getting ready to get out of here.
You ready to go, buddy?
You ready to go? You ready to go, Winston? I don't blame you. TV's boring if you're a dog. But if it's people looking for you, you look at that camera. Look, there you go. There you go. Look at that camera. You're selling right now, bud. Yeah. Where's your new owner? Right out there, somewhere. Come get Winston. Good looking puppy. And we want to thank Cheryl and the shelter for coming and visiting with us.
Thank you for having us.
Anytime you need an emergency like this, know that you're welcome to come.
Right.
We love Dog of the Week number 2. That's Winston and Cheryl. And have a happy 4th of July.
Thank you, you too.
And I hope you have earplugs on or earbuds and you're listening to Lassie. How about that? We'll be right back after these messages.
What does caring look like? This is what caring looks like.
This is setting an example for others.
This is rising to the challenge.
This is doing what works.
This is doing my part.
This is doing your part.
Each of us individually.
Acting as one. Keeping your distance, no matter how awkward it may seem.
This is wearing a mask.
Over your nose and mouth, like we are.
Keeping our distance. Each wearing masks.
Not under your chin.
Not above your head.
Not in your hand. But over your nose and mouth.
This is listening to the expert. If you'll just
wear one of these.
Caring makes community.
And this is what caring looks like.
Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat.
Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat.
Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
I feel like we're safe at Parkview.
There's somebody on staff all the time. So if you need help, help is there.
We are surrounded with people that are looking after us and taking care of us.
The staff is wonderful and always available. We feel so safe and secure here.
I feel safe at Parkview all the time.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. I'm lucky to have Dave with me from Parks and Recreation on the show today. And Dave, you're looking good, fine, and fit. Tell us what's going on.
Thanks, Peggy. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're getting ready to hit our Independence Day celebration. That's going to be this Sunday. It starts at 3 o'clock at Fraser McEwen and Grider Stadium. We're going to have a kids zone that starts at 3. It'll go from 3 until 5. We'll have some arts and crafts that the kids can do, and there will be some bounce houses and some slides and fun games to occupy the kids.
Is this all free?
Everything is free.
I think that is so fabulous that the city puts that together.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And how long have you been working on it?
We've been working since probably January. We usually take about 6 months to get this all prepped and get our sponsors involved and get our vendors set up and the fireworks ready to go, so it should be a great time.
Is there a cost to get in?
No, everything is free.
But you don't want to not bring your money.
No, we will have vendors that will have food and beer and other drinks and snacks that you can purchase. I would encourage you bringing water as well. It's been really, really hot the last few weeks. Fingers crossed we're not going to have any rain coming up.
Yeah.
You know, this Sunday there is some rain expected, but
you know what? If it's been as hot as it has been, the rain might be a blessing, and you might just go right ahead with what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Is it rain or shine?
It is rain or shine. Obviously, dependent on lightning would be the biggest concerning factor as far as the fireworks, but it'll be rain or shine, and we're hoping for none of that to be taking place.
And fireworks will begin at about what time?
The fireworks start around 9 o'clock. It'll be about a 20-minute show, and we've worked closely with pyro shows to put on a terrific show.
Is that done by a local group, or do you bring in somebody from outside to do that?
They're a Tennessee group, but they're actually in La Follette, Tennessee, which is East Tennessee.
Because that's a huge responsibility.
It really is, and they're a national company. They've been doing shows throughout the country and really internationally.
And I'm sure they're bonded and safe.
They are, 100%. And we'll have all of our fire and police and EMS will be there as well, just to make sure everything is safe.
We're lucky to have all of our first responders that are...
Absolutely. And I'm very fortunate as well, just that the other departments within the city are so helpful with Parks and Rec that work together to make all of our special events
So it starts at 3 o'clock. Goes till it's done.
It'll go till it's done, and probably about 10 o'clock.
And you have a band coming in, I think?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. From 3 till 5, we'll have our kids zone. 5 o'clock, the Sports Council is going to put a cornhole tournament together.
That's fun.
We will also have Vinyl Radio, who's going to start at 5 o'clock. They're a great band that we've had in the years past. They're going to perform from 5 until 7. Then we'll have a short break, and then at 7:30, Six Wire's coming back.
Oh, good.
And they'll be performing from 7:30 until the fireworks start, and then finish off the show once the fireworks
And
are
there's something going on the whole time, obviously.
Oh, yes,
and
absolutely.
So you just come prepared to stay and bring a blanket to sit on if you need it.
Correct, and you can bring your lawn chairs,
Yeah.
you can bring blankets. Obviously, you can stay in the bleachers, in the grandstand at Grider Stadium.
I did have a question. Are they allowed to bring in a cooler?
Coolers, no, but I would bring in some ice water.
Some
You can
water.
bring in some
Water
water
is
for
okay.
sure. And we'll have water available for everyone as well.
But
We
it's
just have to make sure
it's
that,
dangerous if you don't have enough water. I have a
Absolutely
bottle
right.
of water wherever I go these days.
Correct.
I don't want to pass out and not have my water. Now, I
No,
know that's not all
exactly.
you do. I know that this 4th of July celebration is not all that you do. What else is coming up?
No, that's right. And we actually have had our first summer camp program in many years this year. We have a 7-week program that Mr. Aaron White, who is our program coordinator, has put together. He's doing a fantastic job. That's from 8 until 4:30 at CD Stamps. And the kids' camps go from 5 to 7-year-olds for a week, and then 8 to 10-year-olds for a week.
And
they
what's the
switch
cost
back
of
and
that?
forth. It's $65 for the week. That does not include lunches. We'll provide water and drinks and snacks, but the
But
kids
they have
do
to bring their
provide
own lunch.
lunches.
I mean, probably in this time of COVID, that's the best idea.
Correct. And we do really fun activities. There's arts and crafts and sports games and special events. And we just recently had a petting zoo come in for the
Sweet.
kids. We try to do a field trip every week. We go to Splash Island for the outdoor pool.
That's wonderful,
Twice a week as well. So yeah, it's a really cool camp, and I encourage any of you to.
Is there an age limit in that?
Well, again, it's 5 to 7 for one of the weeks.
Yeah.
And then we transition
Okay.
and go 8 to 10. So there's 2 different sets of ages. We prefer to have the ages separated
I
just
think it's a
because your
good
interests
idea.
and your maturity level for those 2
And they play,
different
they
age groups. you can do
respond
different
better
activities.
to each other
Exactly
that
right.
way.
Yes, ma'am.
It is wonderful to live in a community that has so many good things going on for children. And, you know, when this pool came in, the splash park, that was
Splash Island,
that
sure.
really got to be a big hit
And
with
it's been
everybody.
very busy this
It's
summer.
packed. Somebody asked
Absolutely.
me, well, how do they keep it clean? How do you keep it clean?
Well, we have extensive chemicals, and our aquatics coordinator and our facilities manager take a really good job and really a lot of care in making sure that the pool is clean, making sure that it's chlorinized. They come in every morning, 2-3 hours
Check it all
before Splash Island opens to make sure that the chemicals are where they're supposed to be, make sure the water quality is where it's supposed to be. So
And I suppose you check it throughout the day?
every day and throughout the day.
And throughout
yes.
the day.
Correct.
So it's a wonderful place to go. I
Thank
mean,
you. Yes, we're very
I
proud
know
of it.
parents were thrilled. Of all the young parents I knew that had children, they were thrilled when that came in.
Sure.
I don't know,
no,
I
it's-
can't remember
it's
now
been
when it
wonderful.
came in, but
It's been
It's been a
probably
few
7 or 8
years,
years now,
yeah.
I think. Yes, ma'am. So we've been very proud of it, and we're excited that the folks in Tullahoma love to come here, and visitors like to come as well and enjoy our pool.
I know, Tullahoma has a lot to do considering it's
Absolutely.
of what, 20,000 people?
Correct.
About?
There are tons of activities. We're just getting ready to open up to start our adult baseball league that's been going on for years. That's going to start Thursday, July the 7th.
And
we're excited for it.
do you have auditions for that, or do people
It's not
just
really
show up?
auditions. Teams usually form themselves, and then they'll sign up.
They'll
to be a
sign
part
up
of
to
the
be a
league.
part of that.
Correct. And we usually have college players or high school players, and just adults that really want to continue with their physical education.
It's wonderful to have something to keep people going. Fireworks are going to be streamed. Live streamed. I forgot to tell that.
That's right.
And I guess that means from the minute they start to the
Correct.
minute they end, which
That's
is
right.
wonderful for people that can't get out and drive out to see the fireworks.
Correct.
It's
And the fireworks are
awesome
going to be
that they'll be live streamed.
Correct. And they'll be coordinated to music. Pyro Shows does a terrific job of making some patriotic music and making everything coordinate together.
I love that.
Which really adds to the show for sure.
Yeah.
So we're excited for that as well.
Have you got kids yourself?
I do. I have a 13-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl.
That's awesome. Did they help you out a bit
They
with
do
what you're
as
doing?
much as they can. They're mostly in Sevier County
Yeah.
in East Tennessee, but I see them as much as I can, and they're a joy to my life.
Great.
Absolutely.
Well, Dave, I think we're running out of time.
Well,
So
I'm
do we need to reiterate that the show
The show,
On
so
Sunday.
Sunday, July the 3rd, from 3 in the Noon until about 10 at night. Fireworks will start at 9, and come on out. It'll be a wonderful time.
Bring a little water.
That's right.
And a lot of money.
There you go.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you very much.
We'll be
Megan.
back with more.
Miller Lite and Michelob Ultra invite you to celebrate America's independence at Fraser McEwen Park in Tullahoma, Sunday, July 3rd. Gates open at 3 p.m. and live music featuring vinyl radio and Six Wire begin at 5, plus a world-class fireworks show at 9:15. This event is free to attend and loaded with food vendors, games, inflatable water slides, and fun for the whole family. Miller Lite and Michelob Ultra want to see you at the Independence Day celebration, Fraser McEwen Park in Tullahoma, Sunday, July 3rd.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know, last weekend was Bonnaroo, and our boys were over there and girls were over there enjoying that, and we filmed it for years. And something kind of special happened this year. There's an outstanding singer-songwriter named Maggie Rose, and she played a press-only show, and our guys were there, of course, because we're the press. And it's pretty outstanding. We're going to bring you Maggie Rose.
I remember when you looked at me for the first time. Our eyes linger in the symphony of another Saturday night, and you still do that to me. I'm the only one, the only melody, yeah, it's you. I was waiting for, I never ever saw you coming. I need you forevermore. I never want to see you go. Love was just a losing game, far as I knew. Yeah, I think of all the hearts that had to break just to find you. And you still drive me crazy, so crazy. I wanna have you, baby, baby, it's you. I was waiting for, I never ever saw
first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of weeks ago, I had my buddy Jackie Duncan on here, and we were talking about some pictures and different things as we do, and he brought this picture of some kinfolk with him, and we didn't know who it was, and he was going to do some research on that. And Jackie's back, and what have you found out, Jackie?
I found out I got a Buffalo Soldier in the family.
Buffalo Soldier?
Yes, sir. From back, and I suspected it was he was a Buffalo Soldier, but I didn't know for sure. And I thought it was Spanish American War, and I found out it was. My friend Richard Northcutt seems like he's kind of an expert on these military uniforms. He does a lot of military research, and he sent me a text on Messenger actually, and that telling me that he thought he might be able to help me, and I went by to see him, and he pulled up a picture on the History Channel that it has just the exact replica of that uniform, some of the soldiers back during that time, and it's during the Spanish-American War and World War I. So I was blessed.
Now explain to me what exactly is a Buffalo Soldier?
Well, this is back actually during at the end of slavery, I believe, when there were soldiers that were sent out as part of the U.S. government's team to tame the Wild West, and of course they had a lot of Indian skirmishes out there, and the cavalries and everything, and the Buffalo Soldiers were a black group of soldiers that went out and actually earned the respect of the Indians, and they were the ones that named them Buffalo Soldiers. So that's a great history to dig into, and just to understand that, how they got that name. And then because all the segregated armies, segregation went on for a long time, actually into World War II, I believe, and they still had these Buffalo Soldier battalions. And it's kind of like the Tuskegee Airmen.
Right.
They did their own thing, and they were recognized as such, and they performed well. And these Buffalo Soldiers did the same things, and they earned the respect of the Indians, and who named them Buffalo Soldiers. And so they had, I think, 2 platoons, and I know the numbers, but I don't recall. I don't know them that well enough to just recall them at any time. But the platoons numbers and for identification for them. But there's a lot of history I'm just digging into, and I am really, even in my
enjoying it.
Even in my retired state, I'm really enjoying just learning again. A lot of this history. So it was a blessing to pull that picture up, and as Richard showed me the picture, and these guys look just like him in that uniform, and I said, man. This is great, fantastic, and I really appreciated that, his help and any other help that people are concerned that offer. I appreciate it. So it's a blessing.
When we were talking something else. Another assignment was the term the Great Migration.
Yeah.
And I was watching the History Channel, which I watch quite a bit because I just love that stuff. Yeah. And right there, all of a sudden, they were discussing the Great Migration. Second time I'd ever heard that term, and within 3 weeks, and they were telling that there was a 2 different directions that took. Some of the earlier was out west, And then what happened is during the war, a lot of these factories were retooling from I know Ford and all these different companies that quit making cars and started making tanks and hot water heaters and all kinds of stuff. And the soldiers were all over. A lot of people were gone, and there became a need for laborers and machinists and tool and die guys up in the
northern states.
Northern states. And so the second, or another direction that was headed probably in the most number-wise went up to that, in that time period, all the way to the, what, 70s?
Yeah, I went to 70 from 1910 to 1970. And there was actually the number that they quote is 6 million. There's a migration of 6 million people from the South that went north, black people that went north and west. And, you know, I didn't, when I spoke of the Great Migration back during the time when I thought this I was asking about this picture identification here, and I was telling about my folks that left this area after slavery. And I was thinking, you know, and I'm looking at the numbers for the Great Migration. I said 1910, but actually my family went out west before 1910. I said they might have started the Great Migration. I don't know. I'm just saying, but they never can tell. They were out there in 1880, and this was just, you know, a few years after slavery. But the lady that gave me the pictures was my grandfather's first cousin, I think.
Right.
And and I was her caregiver until she passed, and she was just a blessing, just old stories and stuff. She was a piano player at my church and piano player in our district. My church is part of a 13 church district that was formed in 1870. I believe I got a picture of
1870.
1870. It's the Elk River District Association. And I've got a picture of it. I got a big wall up here. I almost brought that with me today.
Will you bring it next time?
I will. And but it's a picture of people that were on there. And I had the original picture. One of the old deacons in our in the association gave me this. I was appointed. The Elk River. I inquired about the I think something that happened, a historical event that happened in the Elk River District Association, and which was formed in Shelbyville in 1870. And I inquired about the years. We had 150 some years of existence and everything, and I asked about the accuracy of that count one year, and that's when Gary Hill. You remember Gary Hill?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
very
well,
much.
Gary Hill was the moderator of the Elk River District Association at the time, and Gary, I asked him about the accuracy of that number and of years of existence, and Gary took that as an opportunity to appoint me the historian for the Elk River District. So sometimes you better keep your mouth shut.
You figure it out.
You don't want a new job.
We don't know the answer to that, so now you get to figure it out.
I agree. And so anyway, I delved into that, and I found some great things and some good ideas about, you know, the pictures, and I did a little booklet for everybody, gave a copy to everybody. I just asked them to buy an ad for their church, and there are like 13 churches represented, and they did it. Everybody bought an ad for their church, or different ads. You know, if you want to advertise your family or somebody like that, just a recognition for someone, and wanted to buy a page ad or half page, or quarter page, and we did that. Raised enough money to do the publication, and gave everybody a copy of the booklet. So there was a little piece of memorabilia, and then I took the old picture that I had gotten from this old deacon in the association. When he found out I was the historian, we had a historian. He gave me what he had, and this was some old records and this old picture. And so some of the pictures was acid. The acid had eaten the paper, and so anyway, the paper was rotted. So anyway, bottom line, I did I put next to more pictures from that era and put a couple of more pictures and put them on there and had them copied to that, and it worked out
Very
really
good.
good.
Very good. Buffalo Soldier.
Thank you, sir.
The Great Migration. We've got answered a couple of questions here.
We did.
Or at least gotten a little bit of information about both.
Amen.
And we'll keep on doing this.
All right, sounds good to me.
Expect to see you back.
All right, buddy.
Whenever you want to, or at least within the next month.
Got you.
All right. We'll be right back after these messages.
I got a tour and I saw all the things and I was so excited about them. And she took me to the movie theater and it had red chairs. And this is a done deal and I like it.
We have so many activities here that you just can't keep up with them all. We have exercise, we have coloring, we have crafts.
It's charming, it's attractive, it's very comfortable. It was one of the best decisions of my life.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No Employee of the Month bonus check here. This guy, no. This warrior will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we're
oh my
back.
goodness, what a great show.
Yeah, we've had all kinds of interesting stuff. Now tell me about this. What is this?
Oh, that is Daniel Zukowski's CD. And you can
Zukowski.
And you can get it on Amazon, I believe. That's what he said.
Amazon, very good. It's a different picture.
And he's going to be on our show.
Picture.
Yeah, on the country show.
His country show.
Yeah.
Do you know what day he's going to be on?
No, but you can go to southjackson.org and find out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Okay,
sure the
Amazon.
the show will be up pretty soon. Most everything's been cast and taken care of.
Well, we're going to have bring you up here in just a minute some Stan Allen. But what we need to tell you is this coming Sunday is our celebration. Of course, that was talked about in here, Peggy, and
4th of July.
And 4th of July celebration is going to be on the 3rd. And there's going to be music. There's going to be Six Wire's going to be back.
It's going to be a
great
fabulous
band. A lot of and supposedly ranked, other than Nashville, the biggest fireworks show in the state.
I heard that. So
You know,
it's pretty exciting.
go down there. Get you a parking spot. Go inside. Spend some
And the
money.
beauty of it is, if you can't go, it's going to be live streamed.
Yeah, we're live streaming that.
And I love that.
Right
And
there.
there it is.
You can go right
Yeah.
there and watch it for free. And now we're going to go to the backstage at South Jackson Civic Center, the outdoor arena stage, and my buddy, songwriting pal, and great entertainer, Stan Allen.
He is fabulous.
Early in the morning when the sun does rise, I'm laying in bed with bloodshot eyes. Late in the evening when the sun sinks low, that's about the time my rooster crows. I got women up and down this creek, keep me running and my engine clean. Run me ragged, but I don't fret, 'cause there ain't been one slow me down none yet. Get me drinking that moonshine, get me higher than a grocery bill. Take my troubles to the high wall, throw 'em in the river and get your fill. We've been sniffing that cocaine, ain't nothing better when the wind cuts cold. Lord, it's a mighty hard living, but a damn good feeling to run these roads. I got people trying to tell me red, to keep this living gonna wind up dead. But you cast your troubles on the Lord of Lords, wind up laying on a cooling board. Get me drinking that moonshine, get me higher than a grocery bill. Take my troubles to the high wall, throw 'em in the river and get your fill. We've been sniffing that cocaine, ain't nothing better when the wind cuts cold. Lord, it's mighty hard living, but a damn good feeling to run these roads. When they lay me in the cold dark clay, you play them hymns while the banjo plays. Tell them ladies that they ought not frown, 'cause there ain't been